Good afternoon and welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier, and I apologize for yesterday, but I was in and out and unable to do the podcast. Kenya's inflation shoots up to 6.58% from 4.35% a month earlier due to rising food, electricity and fuel prices. On a month-to-month basis, inflation was 3.51%, up from 1.6% in March. The food and non-alcoholic index rose 6.86% month-on-month in April. And I wrote about this on the 23rd of April when I said drought episodes have typically taken bigger chunks out of our GDP, and there is a powerful negative feedback loop effect. Kenya market leader Safaricom seeks a new chief executive. That's a report in the Financial Times. Mr. Mucheru, I don't think the government is qualified to select who will run that company. Hallelujah. I said this is the most profitable company in East Africa and there will be a lot of people with irons in the fire. But ultimately the decision sits with Vodacom and Vodafone and will be made based on merit. Safaricom has rallied 26.13% year to date. Trades on a trailing PE of 20.254. They will be reporting full year results on Friday. During his tenure, Safaricom share price has increased by more than 400%. That's excluding dividends and the compounding effect of them same. Equity Group Holdings issued a cautionary announcement there to acquire Atlas Mara's 62% shareholding in Banque Populaire du Rwanda and all Atlas Mara's indirect interests in Bank ABC Zambia, Bank ABC Tanzania and Bank ABC Mozambique. Equity is up 14.06% year to date. Jubilee Insurance released full year results where the earnings per share declined 3.2%. Gross written premium was down 0.158%. Total income was down 10.428%. Profit before tax was up 4.8%. EPS down 3.207%. Total assets up 8.765%. And they had a huge amount of cash at the end of the year, 17.187 billion shillings. A period described by the company as having been exceptionally challenging. Our 80 years of experience, lowest expense ratio in the industry and conservative approach to investments has allowed us to post the impressive results that we have released today. Uganda and Tanzania strengthened our market leadership, an underwriting profit of 753 million shillings, outperforming the industry. Mr. Juma attributed this on biometric identification that has helped reduce fraud. It makes it more difficult for fraudsters to falsify claims, said Julius Kepnatich, the CEO. It's a strong balance sheet with regional reach. Last year was an annus horribilis for insurers. They weathered the storm better than most. Kenya Airways reported a full year loss of 7.554 billion shillings. Total income, that's headline revenue, was up actually 41.32% at 114.185 billion, but the operating costs outstripped that, increasing 43.961% to 114.868 billion. Loss for the period 7.558 billion. Loss per share 1.01. 1 shilling and 1 cent. Cash and cash equivalents at the end of the period 6.431 billion. So that's a positive. Michael Joseph in a letter is saying he's pleased to report an improved performance with growth in revenue coupled with better managed expenditure to deliver an optimistic outlook of our turnaround plan. Growth in total revenue was mainly boosted by growth in passenger revenue from 63.9 billion to 88.7 billion. But you're comparing different periods. You're comparing a 12-month period with a 9-month period. It's a real long journey back to profitability, and it needs to staunch the balance sheet erosion that we're seeing. Nairobi All Shares up 12.35% year to date. I couldn't resist this headline in the Standard. Half of listed stocks are now worth less than a tomato. That goes back to my point about zombie stocks when I did that interview with Eric Ombok. NSE 20s down 0.14%. The price of tea at the auction has hit a 4-month peak with an 8% increase in last week's sale. We hit a low of 193 earlier this month, and we're currently at 219. Samia Africa, which I consider a zombie stock, reported a loss of 1 shilling 90 cents a share. They're in a negative position of close to 1 billion shillings in cash. They're saying the group profitability was impacted by the decision to de-recognize previous deferred tax assets due to uncertainty on the availability of future taxable profits against which those deferred tax assets can be utilized before expiry of their allowable lifetime. No dividend. Another zombie stock, Mumia Sugar, reported a half-year earnings per share loss of 1 shilling a share. Revenue, God, that's pathetic, down 96.191%. Loss after tax 1.534 billion. Cash and cash equivalents 3.34 billion negative. This is a zombie stock, and it should be put out of its misery. And with that, I wish you a tremendous holiday tomorrow, and we'll take it back up on Thursday. And if you have time, we have a show every evening, 8 to 9 p.m. I did my 21st show yesterday, Metropole TV, at the Smart Investor. It's been a great deal of fun. Yesterday we had Sachin Gudka of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and today we have the governor of Laikipia. And I'm so grateful to him because he called me it's about 7:30 in the morning. Started talking to me as if we were about to go into the interview, and then I said to him, but it's this evening. And I said to myself, only President Kagame turns up earlier to his appointments than the governor of Laikipia. See you tonight, if not after the break. Thank you.